Howdy everybody and welcome back to another episode of my survival Minecraft series. Today we're going to be kind of working on our starter base a little bit. And that's like the main plan is just kind of terraforming this land, pushing back the mountains a little bit and getting the starter base put up. We did get a mending villager, and that's pretty good. I don't know exactly if the new changes are going to be implemented with the new release for 1.21. But just in case, I decided to get him any villager now, so I don't have to go looking for a swamp or anything like that. That would be too far, like, that way. Yeah. Anyways, let's get to it. So I think the first, like, order of business is I want to show you the mock-up. So don't laugh at me. I'm not the best artist, and my ability to judge how 3D things look is not the best. So yeah. But this is kind of like what we're going to be using as our reference, right? So obviously there's different colors in there. Those different colors will kind of make up these like wooden patterns and everything like that. Yeah, with a little bit of moss and stuff like that. We'll probably have to get some bone meal for those blocks, but this is basically the large part of what we need. And yeah, let's just kind of like plot it out. So I think first off, we got to kind of remove some of this land because it is definitely gonna be like a little bit easier if we can get rid of some of these mountains. I don't really want to destroy the land too much because I kind of enjoy the natural feel of things, like, you know, when a mountain looks natural, even though it might not be natural. I kind of enjoy that more than like a more artificial look. Right, guys, so I think as far as like beginning kind of mold goes, I think this is kind of where I want to keep the actual house itself, like the little archways that come off of it, right? I don't really know if those are going to be kept there, but this is kind of like the general basis of how I want to use it for now. Real quick, let me make some more chests, just because we don't have any like trash chests, and I definitely want to. Oh my gosh, we got a wandering trader. So yeah, like the bottom half of this build, I kind of want it to mainly be oak, right? So it's gonna be like a 7x7 maybe. I don't know. We kind of like play around with the dimensions, but we can just start with it here, and then just kind of work in some texturing. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, and maybe a 7x7 just to give it like a good depth, or I guess an 8x8 would technically be the actual like look of it. But yeah, just so we can kind of have a bigger base to work with. I want it to be like noticeable from a distance, right? I don't want it to look one and the same the whole time. Let's do this. I think this is centered, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Looks like we're gonna have double doors. Let's actually push this out one more block. I kind of don't want to have a double door. Alrighty, so yeah, I think this is kind of our base frame, right? It's like a 11x8 or something like that. I don't know exactly, but I wanted a kind of bigger bottom one so the top looks a little bit more normal with like the offset, and then two, I wanted to be able to expand into the mountain, right? So like eventually maybe we can run like a tunnel through here, kind of connect the house to another area, things like that, kind of like making our entire builds connected and stuff like that. So anyways, yeah, I think we should do like a 5 tall or like a 4 tall like ceiling, right? But technically 5 blocks, just because I think that'll provide like the best looking outcome. 1 second. All right, cool. So he went for a vacation, and we're just gonna never talk about him again. So we got some leads now. That's good. I think a kind of 5 tall build should work. Maybe even 4. I don't know if we necessarily need 5 tall, but yeah, we'll kind of play around with that as we go. It should be pretty chill, I think. Just gonna texture it up as we go. Yeah, I think 4 tall is a good enough like kind of base for this, right? So obviously we're gonna fill it in with like floors and things and kind of have like a staircase up. We'll probably push this wall back a little bit more as we go. I'm not like super big with how like kind of narrow this is, but that would kind of involve moving the mountain back a little bit further. And we'll get there when we get there. So yeah, nothing too bad for now. Obviously the next layer is kind of like the mahogany, or not mahogany, sorry, mangrove wood. Yeah, that should be slightly easier. What I want to do real quick is actually just make a floor. I'm gonna use deep slate just so we can like clearly define it, but this will be more of the roof than anything else. So the goal is for it to kind of like connect up to this part of the build, right? Obviously we have like a balcony, but I think the main thing is like leaving like maybe this much space here for the balcony with like the wood kind of trailing it, just so it's like a 1 wide. It's not gonna be too big, but this being like our parameters for our mahogany part, right? So we have this staircase going up and then kind of like wrapping around, maybe something like that. We could also maybe extend this back a little bit more like now and kind of just go from there. We'll see. I'll make a decision real quick. All right, so I made a expansion definitely, and I think this looks significantly better. Obviously the goal is kind of like to hide the back half of this a little bit, not like too much, like right here. Because in the picture there's like a little overhang, dark oak kind of like look, and that's gonna be like a mine shaft. So technically it'll probably cut off around here for what you can visibly see, but we'll figure that out when we get there. I do like the dimensions. Obviously we have to like expand out and make this look a lot prettier, because right now it's not looking the best, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah, so I think for this we should go with like a kind of I think 4 block high as well. I'm not sure. Obviously I want this to be like a little bit taller because I want the glass to kind of arch over, like, so if this is the window, right, like let's just put that down for now. I kind of want the window to go up to here, so it's like 2 blocks tall, right? So I guess that we would cover it here, and that would be about 4 blocks tall as well. So yeah, all right, we're gonna go with 4 blocks then. Right, so we got our 2 little boxes going. I'm gonna get a different perspective on this real quick, just kind of over by the cherry trees, but I'm not really too upset with it. I think as far as, shape goes, obviously it's just 2 boxes right now, but I was kind of going for like a stacked house, and I think it's doing a pretty good job. Obviously we have to work in details and like a lot of other things. But I'm pretty happy with this base shape. I think what we should do next is like expand out the front down this way and kind of have the porch patio like overhang built up, and then the side overhang also built up. Just because I think those will help give it a little bit more definition, and we can also place where those dark oak logs are gonna go a little bit better. Yeah, so I like the way that this looks as like a kind of vanilla structure looking hill, right? It kind of looks like I just flattened out the land a little bit, but it's not gonna eventually look like just this dirt hill, right? We're gonna make a pathway all the way up it and kind of have decoration around it too. It's not gonna look as bland as it does right now, but we have enough space to work with up front here, so that's pretty good. The patio in the front, I think I want to connect it up to like the wall. I'm not sure if I want to have it like just directly one-on-one with it, or if I want to have it actually like in where the wood is. But we can mess around with that a little bit. Just need some dark oak and some deep slates. I actually need to put this in the deep slate maker to make some tiles and some stairs, and then some more tiles. Maybe we can put them on like the diags, right? So like this, and kind of have it framed. I think that actually looks pretty good. It might make it a little hard to build the side overhang, but I could also maybe just connect the side overhang to the dark oak, and then just kind of bring it out like a few blocks, like right here. A little bit lower, obviously, because it is a slope down, so have different heights there. And yeah, I think that's like a good frame for it. And then obviously like over here, it'll go out probably like right here. So let's just 1, 2, 3. We'll have to clear out this like mountain right now at some point, but for now I want to focus on the front. So yeah, I think as far as like design goes for this, I think the main thing we should go with is like framing, right? So what I want to do is kind of give off like a natural slope downwards. So that's kind of hard to do like standing on top of it, but I do think it is doable. I think up here is where it should stop, so like a little bit further back. And then obviously this will be lined with like moss and things like that to make it look all pretty. But yeah, we'll kind of just make a rough shape. It's not gonna be anything too crazy for now, but something that will give it a little bit of character. I think we might actually be able to knock this down to 2, just depending. Let me see. I think that's good actually. Yeah. So we'll do 2 wide, and kind of want to make sure that this might be a little too low actually. Yeah, it's a little too low. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Luckily, the frame of this is supposed to just be like the deep slate. The rest of it on the interior is actually gonna be almost exclusively moss. I do need to frame this a little bit better just because it is supposed to look the same. Just a little bit. Let me just do that framing right there. And there. Yeah, so we have some texture differences. And then the rest of this on the inside will be moss all the way over to here. So let's get that built. Okay, so I think this is kind of the design we're going for. Though spruce wood is like a new substitution, I know it's not necessarily the reference picture, but I like the way that that kind of blends in better. Obviously, you have to add some more details to kind of make it look a little nicer at the front. Have to extend out the hill a little bit more so it doesn't look like it's just a cutoff, which will help a lot. We raised the mangrove section a little bit with some details on there with like some flower pots that are hard to see. And then I think the next thing we need to do really is just build the roof and the overhang on the side. I extended this out a little bit more just because I think being able to separate the blocks a little bit and kind of have them like not intersect, I guess, with the wood makes it a little bit easier on the eye. You need to actually move this over a little bit. That's an accident. But yeah, I think that'll help a lot. We're gonna do deep slate and copper, and I'm just gonna let the copper age naturally. We do have to make it to some slabs real quick and some stairs, just because I think that's a little bit better. And let's make some blocks as well, just to kind of put in a little bit of things. So yeah, I think that's good for the copper, and then we just grab all these deep slate stuff and get to work on the roof. I think as far as shapes go, I think it would look nice if we like started a bit higher for these, so like up here, right? And then kind of just went, get rid of this a little bit more actually. and then like arced it down. Obviously, this wood here is kind of going to make an issue with that, but not much I can do there. Then we can just honestly have it overhang like a little bit like that and run like pretty much parallel with it. I think that might look good. Not too sure here actually. This is a little hard to do. What if we move this over, actually, this wood? And yeah, I know there will be technically something here. We can put some details here that cover that little piece of wood. I mean, just kind of make it look a little neater. So that would also mean we'd have to move this over. So I gotta scoot my dog out the way. And then we can just, for now, we'll just put like a, I don't know. We'll leave that as is. But I think that'll look pretty good. Let me just make a really bad staircase up. And yeah, I think we can just essentially bring it down off the side and kind of just have it hang like that. Because this is going to be just a regular roof, right? So we're not going to have to put any framing around it. It's just going to kind of blend in. Yeah, I like the way that looks. We'll just have to do a little bit of framing, like kind of weirdly, but it'll be nice. It'll look good, I think. I hope. Yeah, I like the way that looks. So we got that. I think that looks pretty nice. We could bring it down a little bit more too. We don't actually have to be even with it. I think that would be pretty nice, like a nice way of dividing it and stuff. Yeah, since it's technically like a robust roof, it doesn't necessarily have to be perfectly even, which I kind of like that design. Philosophy, just it makes it, I feel like, more creative for like different types of builds. If I'm just gonna do a full block there, might as well just put the cut copper in. But yeah, like it allows for a little bit more creativity. I want to use these copper pockets like kind of like as like exposed deep slate almost, like it, like kind of treat it like if the roof was rusting. So obviously these are gonna eventually change colors, so that's gonna be a little interesting. But the goal is to like make it look unique and kind of have its own personality to it. Let's get back up on the roof real quick. I think that'll create like the best effect, and also just allow for pretty cool designs with it. It is hard to kind of plot out where you want to put this stuff, because I mean, copper's copper. Also, when they release 1.21, I'll probably come back and add some more details to the roof over here, like instead of it just being a little piece of copper, right? Like we'll do some trapdoors to give it a little bit more depth too, like connect this to this or something different. I think would look pretty cool. Okay, guys, so we finished up the base. And I think as far as like staying true to the sketch, we did a pretty good job. There is a few things we kind of needed to work out and change, obviously, because you can't really one for one recreate sketches, especially when it's as bad as mine. But let's go take a peek inside real quick. I'm really actually happy with it. The space isn't like too big, but we'll make do with what we got. So here we got some barrels for now, just some placeholder stuff. We might be able to sneak something back here, maybe a redstone passage or something to kind of go to our enchanting room, maybe. And then also some more barrels over here. A lot of this is going to be replaced with like greenery and stuff to decorate the walls more so. Up here will probably be workstations and things like that with a way to look out, and then our balcony over here, which will also have some probably like sneaky workstations or something like that for us to use. This is our like little mine. Obviously, the trail will be above this. I didn't want to do too much terraforming because honestly, I wasn't sure where I was going to go with that. And then this over here, it's also detailed a little bit. So more barrels, mainly storage. We're going for like discrete storage, I feel like. We do need another spruce trapdoor, so that's kind of an issue, but I'll get that all sorted out at some point. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. I think as far as starter bases goes, it's probably the best starter base I've built in a while. Yeah, guys, so that's going to conclude today's episode. I hope you guys enjoy the build just as much as I do. I think it's going to give us a nice start to our series and stuff like that. It's kind of unique in style. I haven't really built like it before, so I'm really happy with it. But yeah, I am going to be taking a slight vacation, like about a week away from home. So it will be a little bit before I upload, but I know you guys will just be chilling, waiting for the next one. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, have a good one.